Oh, that's awesome, Derek. Thank you for being able to help cover for Neko on that. So yeah, Neko, thank you for stopping by for the follow, and I hope that you'll get some good references. If Derek's got you covered, Derek's got you covered. If you need even more mentoring, or if you have other questions, you can ask it in chat while we're broadcasting, or you can always head over to our Discord where we have a mentor channel. So you can always... No, stop. You can always talk... Sorry, I have a cat over here that just is being a cat. But yeah, you could talk when we're even not online, and there's myself and others might be able to help you out with more. Yeah, kitty alert. Well, she jumped down from a high place, and hopefully that will satisfy her curiosity for now. All right, so what are we doing tonight, right? Well, as you can see, I have made RPG open, and by the way, there's a reason for that, but we're not there yet. I have Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron open, and there's a reason for that, but not yet. Oh, I very much am aware of that, Neko. Yes, 22 is for a full pull of Monster Menagerie 3. It's 13.22 for the split on that. Neko, you'll find that over the course of a broadcast, you'll have one of two cats will almost always show up on stream. So we could use it for inspiration along those lines, but there's something interesting that that might be able to help us develop our characters out of the made RPG rulebook. Now, more importantly, because we've been focusing on Moorgrave Miscellany, we're going for a noir style campaign concept. Oh, that's your D&D version of Let Them Eat Cake. Let them gain EXP.
Bits for the other part?
Bits for the other part? Oh, that works out just fine. Oh, you're running Waterdeep Heist as a noir? I think that'll work out, Orcs. So yeah, we're going over noir storytelling last night, and as a part of this, Orcs, it's recommending a lot of atmospheric, a lot of slow burn, and in particular, I went too far. Here we go. Level 0 characters. Level 0 characters. Our Waterdeep is set in the 1930s of D&D. Oh yeah, that does sound really interesting, huh? Making use of the PI on their street, he seems like an expert film noir NPC. Well, this document even was talking about running a heist. So I want to generate the 4 characters that we are going to have. Oh, it's fun because it's modern enough to have new things, but it's not technological enough to be modern. It's the best of both worlds. And I think that's why you also tend to find a lot of things like Call of Cthulhu set in a similar kind of Depression era, in a Depression era setting. So yeah, let's review it real quick. What is a level 0 character? When starting an adventure before characters would gain a level in any class, and I'll get to the pull real quick here, Trustaflump. These characters are considered to be level 0. That means a player chooses the character's name, race, and background, but not a class. A character's gear is granted by the choices within their background. A character possesses the proficiencies granted by their race and background, while their proficiency bonus is 2. A level 0 character has 4 plus their constitution modifier for hit points and 1d4 hit die. When the character gains a level in any class, their hit die type changes based on their new spell class, but the total hit die remains 1. 1 second here. I thought I misplaced something. All right. No rush. I'm very interested in level 0. All right. Well, if you're fine, then we can make some level 0 characters, and then we can do your pull, Trust-a-Flump, if you're not in a rush. So I was wondering if there's any form of canon puppet master like Alice from Toho, or close to it, because I've been working on a homebrew class, but I'm wondering if there's already something like it. I don't think so offhand. I mean, maybe Pact of the Chain Warlock or a Conjurer Wizard. It's just, I mean, maybe you could argue a Paladin that has a mount. Or anyone who's taken the mounted combatant feat. But I don't think there's anything that's deliberately a puppet master. Level 0 character sounds like the lyrics to Pink Floyd's Young Lust. I am just a new boy, stranger in this town. Where are all the good times? Who's going to show this stranger around? Yeah, so it makes you fragile, right? It makes you consider, should we really get into a fight here? Or can we avoid it? Is there a way to work around it? Or if it does come down to a tussle, can we fight to end it as soon as possible? Or can we fight intelligently? And so this is what we're going to do. And we're going to do it with a little bit more of an Eberron twist. At first, they're not going to have anything like a, well, they can, some of them can have a dragon mark, depending. Level 0 knowledge would be an idea, and level 1 would be bar trivia knowledge. Well, we'll delve deep into this. Hi, Rosia, welcome. The games are just on Tuesdays for playing. Inside of the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron are not only various classes, and, I'm sorry, not classes, various races, right? Changeling, Kalistar, Shifters, Warforged. There are different takes on the standard, right? Dwarves, elves, gnomes. And we can end up having a dragon-marked character as a subclass to some of these here. And with that also, boop-a-doo, I want to show you that we're going to be providing a little bit extra information. If you remember what we did, pardon me, if you remember what we did when we had our Eberron Wayfinder's Guide week, every character had either a regret or a debt. And there's a possibility someone might have been from the military because of this this great last war that was fought. And all of these extra little bits are going to add to the personality of the character. It's going to add to the noir setting. It's going to add to maybe a little bit of the desperation that the characters might have. And there's some other considerations. For instance, if we end up rolling a Kalistar, right? The Kalistar have their own quirk table. that is going to continue to guide us into. That's going to continue to guide us into. Ow! Pinched my finger. Sorry about that. Also, shout out the baseline from Fraggle Rock. And Nicklick says, that's my jam, omble. By the way, Nicklick, did you know what that omble is an Orcish word? Rosia, do you mean, like, homebrew? Because the power structure in Eberron is a little bit different. There's it's a lot of low-level content. You know, it was just talking about in the guide here that, you know, the king, who's a veteran of the last war, is level 7 for the scale of things. Yeah, so, Nicklick's, Orcs Make Beautiful Lovers, grants us, on occasion, a sneak peek into the Orcish language. And Ombl, O-M-B-L, is the name for the, lint that collects behind your right knee. And so Ombl Jam, apparently, is the sweat that collects in the Ombl, which is behind, which is in the lint that collects in the knee. So there you go, Nicklicks. All right, so anyway, yes, this is what we're going to be doing. Now, as Evelyn pointed out earlier, we're not going to need all of this. We're going to need a good chunk of it. We're not going to need all of this. Oh, sheeps. Yeah, welcome. Cheers. So I have this old-fashioned, outdated spreadsheet from the early days of yore of Matty Morgs. If only there was a more modern interpretation of this that could include all layers and levels of character design and generation. Oh, for the day that will happen. But you know what? For tonight, let's use this one. No, Evelyn, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. And so here we have our full character sheet, but honestly, are we going to need a full character sheet? Not necessarily. We could probably just put our characters here, referencing some aspects of the character sheet. So I'm going to move this partially off camera, and we're going to build our characters in just a straight up document, right? Character 1. Now, according to the roll guide, we're going to roll a percentile, and we're going to find out if... There we go, this might be a little bit better. We're going to find out if we have a female character, a male character, or a multi-class character. I rolled a 70, so we have a male character. Now, for the race, I'm going to go in... I'm going to use the... Oh, that's Dungeons and Doggies. We can... If we get done with Eberron, we can review these rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... And it does say other races can exist. So perhaps if, you know, I do roll a 12, then we can do a sub-roll. But I'm going to... So I'll roll a 12-sided die, and we're going to find out what we're getting here. Because we might end up with a dragon-marked character. Welcome back, Neko. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we have a gnome character. Gnomes of Zilargo. It would be an exaggeration to say that every Zil gnome is a ruthless schemer, but intrigue is the favorite pastime of the Zil. So we're going to get a Zil scheme, along with some of the other things that we have, which is going to be a either a debt or a regret. A military background question mark, or a take on it. Let's roll a d10. 9. Your family is facing financial ruin, and they've taken out a lucrative life insurance policy on you. It only pays out if you die under unusual circumstances, and they're encouraging you to seek out ever more dangerous adventures. All right, then. Manual typing it is. Your family is facing financial ruin, and they've taken out a lucrative life insurance policy on you. It only pays out if you die under unusual circumstances, and they're encouraging you to seek out ever more dangerous adventures. The gnomes of House Civis carry the mark of scribing. Members of the house are scribes and notaries, but they also maintain the sending stones that facilitate long-distance communication in Corvair. Orcs, yeah. I like that. Now, do we have a dragon mark gnome or not? It's arbitrary, but I'm gonna go 60. 1 to 60 is gonna be dragon mark, and 61 to 100 is gonna be normal subrace. Because the subraces exist in this version of Eberron, a dragon mark for a particular house counts as the subrace to that race. So we would get the basic gnome stats, and then we would add on the dragon mark stats. Let's roll percentile. With a 27, so we are going to have a dragon marked gnome. Dragon mark appearance is going to be a d6. So let's roll a d6, shall we? 1. Your dragon mark is unusually small, or I guess we'll just go odds or evens, or remarkably large. 1 is small, 2 is large. Or even odds or evens. Is unusually large. Here we go, the mark of scribing. So we have a male Civis Gnome to indicate that that he is dragon marked. With no class or remember, this is level 0. No class or subclass. And instead of the backgrounds that are here, as we're making a 4-person party, I would like to use the backgrounds that are in Moorgrave Miscellany for them. Oh, pardon me.
I'm looking to adopt. Easy wonder I would love to add to my werewolf.
Oh, sure. So, Sheeps, just let me know what the figure is that you would like me to put with your werewolf. An excellent German accent with that as well. Alright, so Charisma's going to get a +1. Maybe I should put this on a character sheet. We'll see. Tools. Calligraphers. And forgery kits. And I'm going to put an I next to these to show that we have intuition, which is what the dragon marks grant, which is in this case is going to be an extra D4. We can cast Comprehend Languages with once with this trait, and you regain the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. Scribe's Insight. Once per long rest. Int-based. Message cantrip. And we can speak, read, and write one extra language of our choice. So we get Common, Gnomish, and one other. From being a gnome, because remember, we're base gnome, and our sub-race is going to be the dragon mark. Dark vision. Gnome cunning. And there we go. Oh, intelligence 2. And we can come up with the age and stuff in just a little bit here. Canadian for the third language, says Nicklix. I don't know what the Canadian equivalent in Eberron would be. I'm sure that there is something like that. Now, we're going to go odds for regrets, evens for debts. And if necessary, perhaps something from days in a war gone by. Let's roll a d20 just for funsies. Odds, regrets. So this is a d10. 8. You made a bargain with an extraplanar entity that you now regret. And that is your regret. Every country needs a hat, says Nicklix. Not a halfling. We're generating up a gnome. Ooh, you know. Could technically have an aberrant gnome. There's a lot. You could play with so much stuff with your racial, with your race, sub-race, your feats, like racial feats and the like. We'll stick with what we genned up here, but aberrant gnome is could be a possibility. And so if we get another result, maybe we can make an aberrant dwarf or an aberrant half-orc, that kind of a thing. We're not worried about the feats, but the backgrounds. All right. An aspirant, an auditor, a cadet, or a chronicler. Let's roll a d4. 4. Our chronicler. Well, I guess interestingly enough, our scribe is our journalist. So we have a male civis gnome chronicler. Skill proficiencies are going to be insight and investigation. We'll get, well, calligrapher supplies were already there. Languages, any one. So we're going to get a second mystery language. Pardon. And our equipment. Calligrapher supplies. A set of common clothies. And a pouch containing an ink pen. Bottle of ink. 10 sheets of paper and 5 gold pieces. English Mudkip says the English, the speak, I meant as the equivalent to Canadian. You mean the halflings? Is that how you run your halflings? Sorry if I didn't understand that straight up. As a chronicler, you work for an ongoing publication. What's your agency and what are they best known for? Do you work for the trusted Korenberg Chronicle or a muckraker for the Daily Prophecy? Let's discover which kind of a newspaper this character will be working for. On a D8. We rolled a 2. The Sharn Inquisitive. A blend of national news and the local gossip of Sharn, which is the big mega city in Eberron. You put as Canadian? I can see that. I think a lot of people run halflings as Irish as well. And our feature is Press Pass. You're an established reporter for a known source of news. You can often get access to restricted events for yourself and your crew so you can cover the story. People familiar with your work may be excited to talk to you, and even people who have something to hide may not want to turn you away without explanation. Of course, using your credentials in this way draws a lot of attention. Yep, you can force things to manifest, but that could come back. Personality 1, Personality 2, Ideal, Bond, Flaw. So we're going to roll 2d8 and then 3d6. Five, 7, 6, 5, 5. Personality trait 5. I never use one word when I can use 5. And 7. I'll do anything to get a good story. Ideal is 6. Entertainment. People need diversion and entertainment. You're not interested in news. You just want to find brilliant stories to share. Next up is the Bond, which is number 5. I'm going to break the story of the century. And the Flaw is number 5. I'm happy to exploit my friends to get a good story. That being said, we should check out our alignment for this character. So let's bring back the dice roller, roll 2 percentile sets. 1588. Chaotic good. Alright, so we have our racial notes, and we have our background notes. We almost have a cat, apparently. Hi. Yeah. Meow. Meow. I agree. You want to say hi to everyone? Meow. So really all we need to do is drop in our standard array, because we're not worried about level. We're level 0. That's no feats. And we already have rolled for our background. We don't need to worry about our class or our subclass options. And so really it's just, you know, it's some stats here and there. You know, this could make all the difference. So let's go Gnome, 211. We're adding 2 feet 4 inches. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I got about 3 hours of sleep last night. 3 pounds, and we're going to add that times 1, so 38 pounds. So a chaotic good male civis gnome chronicler. 38 pounds. And stands at 3 inches plus the 2'11", so 3'2". Chronicler. And let's determine the age. I'm going to roll a percentile set and find out where in his life he is. Rolled a 30. That is going to be young adult. And for gnomes, a young adult is going to be between 41 and 120. So that is an 80-sided die. He is 96 years old as a young adult. Bro player, you don't need to ask. You're always welcome to share in chat. I may not, I mean, if you offer stuff like that, I may not see it immediately. But you're welcome to share it. All right, so we have a chronicler giving us investigation and insight. That's telling me that probably he's going to be more mental stats. We don't need to worry about a class. You know, is he going to go on to strike a bargain and become a warlock? Maybe. Is he going to go on to use all that book knowledge and study magic as a wizard? Maybe. We don't know yet. We don't have a class, and that's not going to be important. But it seems like, for things like forgery kits and all this, that this is going to be more heavily needed. Let's see. I never use one word when I can use 5. I'll do anything to get a good story. People need diversion and entertainment. You're not interested in news. You just want to find brilliant stories to share. I'm going to break the story of the century, and I'm happy to exploit my friends to get a good story. Okay, bro player, I'm following you. Keep going. So I'm kind of thinking for this character, charisma is going to be very important because he wants to get the scoop. Actually, the debt or regret might end up being that this does manifest as a, this could manifest as a pact. So if that's the case, if we're using a standard array of 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. Oh, you're in the same boat, oh sheeps? Hey, don't destroy the chair, please, ma'am. Hey, what did I just say? Yeah, you can meow at me all you want. Doesn't change anything. Hey. Oh, that they'll just finally just come full circle, bro applier? That could be. You know, give it another couple billion years. DM Catalyst. As the mid-Pacific plate continues to spread apart, the continents will continue to shift and could very well impact each other once again. However, that eventuality is many eons away. Yes, and thank you, DM Catalyst, for being here. I'm sorry I didn't say hi earlier. Kat's trying to butter me up now for her mischief. That's what I thought. All right. So this is going to put our intelligence at 16. And our charisma at 16. Well, still, I like to try and be friendly and greet folks. All right, so everyone, we have our first level 0 character. Remember, in this noir style setup, it's the racial abilities, it's the background stuff, but you don't get any classes, not yet. Remember, you're weak. Actually, with this, with a con of 10. He has 4 hit points, I believe it was. Level 0 is 4 plus their con modifier and hit points. Yep. 4 hit points. 1d 1d4 hit die. Now, I want you to take a look. This is a D&D character. We can play D&D, right? A chaotic good male civis gnome chronicler, so he does bear a dragon mark. Young adult at a spry 96. 38 pounds. Stands at 3'2". And is a chronicler. He works for the Sharn Inquisitive, a local paper. DM Catalyst, thank you so much for the follow. And this is the beauty of the noir storytelling. He has 4 hit points, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do? You have a mystery to solve, and you have 4 hit points to do it in. All right. There's our ability scores. We are proficient in 2 skills, investigation and insight. So when you are running this, pulp adventure, realize that a lot of the checks that your gumshoes, your starting out detectives or whatever, are really going to be ability checks, with a rare exception of a person with a specialty. He has a regret. And you know what? It almost seems like because your parents or your folks or some other relative has taken a life insurance policy out on you. Maybe even that's what has bound you to this otherworldly entity, to try and get just that more a special way to get information. You know, if he goes warlock, you know, what are his options, right? He might turn invisible and just kind of be a creep. Who knows? He could, and that's part of the storytelling. He has 4 hit points. That means you can't just you can't get into a fight in every bar that you see. In In fact, hopefully you never get into a fight. He could Broplier, although there's a mechanic for this about taking injuries instead of death. So he's chatty, he's cunning, he's observant. Not too physical, and that's fine. This is our first noir character, right? He has a past. He has something maybe he regrets, he doesn't like. He may also use the short status by being a gnome to try and get some extra attention to certain subjects or subject matter to obtain different to put pressure on different actors, not as in like agents like the player characters or the DM, but just other people that are involved in the story at hand. And so really, I mean, besides choosing the languages that he knows, which, is probably localized to the setting, or, if this is taking place in an area where you think that a bunch of half-orcs and half-elves live, so give him Elven and Orcish. But here's a fully developed character ready to delve into a pulp adventure. And Broplier, it is very dangerous. 4 hit points, that's it. That's what you're hanging on to. Hopefully you're going to get your first lesson soon. And along the ways you're trying to, shake someone down for information, that's when you realize that they don't have a bigger... Or that's when you realize that they have a bigger and better gun. A bigger and better force. You try and put pressure on someone thinking that you're a big-timer, when you're not. You're very much a small time. And that's not even the short joke. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. He could stub a toe and lose half that health. It's possible. Falling, combat, that's what makes it risky, Broplier. The risk versus the reward. Making better decisions because your health pool is limited. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Pardon me. All right. So what I'm going to do, we have a template for the first of the 4 noir characters we're going to make. What I'll do is I'm going to pull Trustaflump's box. Oh, DM. Thank you. All those bits are going to help me get out to California this September to go out to TwitchCon. Thank you so much. No, it does help, DM Catalyst. I'm going on 3 hours of sleep. Oh yeah, so, we're so used to D&D being kicked down the door and beat the monster. In this case, a goblin, a 1/8 CR, a 1/4 CR can be a huge, hindrance. Because you only get what the, you only start with what the background gives you. Broplier, don't worry. You don't have to donate anything. You're here. You're chatty. I super appreciate it. So I played my first D&D session because that's what I thought it had to be. Then I got myself into trouble and was like, maybe I shouldn't fight everything. And that is true. So anyway, we have this as a template. I'm going to pop this full pull box for Trustaflump of Monster Menagerie 3. After that, I'm going to take a 10-minute break to get up and walk around, get the blood moving. I might drink a coffee so I can keep going, because when I come back, I want to get these other 3 characters made so we can talk about them. we can delve into the characters. We can think more about them and how they might interact with each other. Why are they, you know, junior detectives? You know, why they sign up with an agency to investigate something. Wiggle saucily. Well, let's find out what's in here, Trustaflumph. But thank you for that wake-up call, DM Catalyst. I do sincerely appreciate it. You know, notices like that do catch my attention and can be a very good energy boost in and of themselves. That was really nice of you. Are you hoping for anything in particular out of this set, Trustaflumph? Hey, Rhodey, welcome. Thank you so much for that. All right. Trustaflumph. Stop it. You do not need to do that. We start with a kobold. You can never have enough kobolds, my friend. And after that, you can also never have enough goblins. And this one's holding a torch. Yeah, my camera just... Why are you not wanting to focus? But anyway, they're next to each other on the screen. There we go. A kobold and a goblin. Next up, we're going to go to... you have a huge uncommon in this set. And that is a fire giant dreadnought. A fire giant dreadnought. It is hiding behind the shields. It's there. And lastly, Trustaflumph, you have a rare figure in this set, and that rare figure is an Arcanoloth. In Arcanoloth. Oh, so that was the figure that you really wanted, was the Arcanoloth out of the set? Ta-da! It happened. You all saw it happen live in front of you. A little Flump's dream comes true. Roplar, my dog Macy is like the death dog, but with one head and only kills toys and furniture. Oh no. Yeah, my cats have, we've had to correct their behavior with some, a bottle of water because of furniture issues. Well, you have an awesome pull here, Trustaflumph. I did not catch it. I'm sorry, O'Sheeps. Yeah, let's see. Did you put it on, I don't see it on Discord. Oh, the Hellhound from Storm Kings? Okay, that's doable. All right, so everyone, I got to get up and take a break. I got to walk around to keep stirring, to keep my blood pumping here, because I'm a little sleepy. And we're gonna make these other characters. We're gonna have fun. If any of you want to continue pulling, hey, I gotta reset. And there we are. There's our 2. So I will be back. I'll be back as quickly as I can, and we'll continue making these characters.